Hey everyone, Mini Bike Mike here, and welcome back. So this is going to be a pretty short video, mostly an update on the channel name. As some of you may have noticed, it's now Mike's Mini Motors instead of Mini Bike Mike's Projects. I decided to change it because I did a search on YouTube for Mini Bike Mike just to make sure, and sure enough, there was another channel called Mini Bike Mike Shop. So didn't want to step on any feet, and so I decided to change it. And also, it's now Mike's Mini Motors because it's not just bikes that I work on. As you've already seen, the channels I've released so far have been the go-kart, the trike. So besides the intro videos, there hasn't been any bikes. So that's why we went with Mike's Mini Motors. Also in this video, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of an update on a bunch of projects I picked up just last week and will be coming up in upcoming videos. So yeah, let's see what we got. Alright, so here is all of the new projects I just picked up last week. Bunch of Hondas. So starting there at the beginning is a 1974 Honda Z50, also nicknamed the Monkey, which I looked up why it was called the Monkey, and the funny thing is since you're so small, the way you're kind of hunched over riding it, you look like a monkey on there, so that's why they got that nickname. Next there in the blue is a Honda CT70. I believe that's a 74 also. It's kind of like the one I just got rid of for the Doom Buggy, except for this is an older one. The one I had before was a 91 when they remade them. And then we also got 4 Honda CT90s. And you can see they're in various states. The first one there is pretty much just a frame. We got the red one there, which doesn't have any wheels on it, but it's got a motor and everything. And then we got the 2 orange ones, which look to be mostly complete. They need headlights, but they both have motors, wheels. So those are probably the ones I start on just because they're the most complete. Alright, so a little closer detail of each bike I'll go into. And this is the Z50, the Monkey. And you can see it's mostly a frame and a motor. I'll have to get wheels, tires, seat, tank, all that. And see if I can get that motor going. If not, there's a ton of motor swaps out there you can get for them, all the way up to 140cc, which would be pretty fun on a little bike like that. It's almost 3 times the size of motor that you can put on there. Alright, so here's the CT70. It's got a little bit more in it than the Z50 does. You can see I have the rear wheel and tire and everything for it. It does have a motor. It does not have the front wheel and tire though, or handlebars or seat. But on these bikes, the gas tank is actually inside the frame, and so there is a gas tank, which I won't have to source. And this is the factory color, which looks a little better in person than it doesn't come through on the camera, but it's kind of a unique color. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this guy yet. This one uses the same mounting as the Z50, so again, this one I could go all the way up to a 140cc motor if I wanted. Don't know if I'll do that or not, but it would be fun. Okay, so here's the CT90s. Like I said, this one here is mostly a frame. It does have the gas tank and the rear rack and some shocks and swing arm. It is a 78, as you can see here on the VIN plate. But that one needs a lot of work. Like I said, no motor or anything. This one here, I believe it was a 68. I'd have to double check. But this one's the oldest of all of them. You can see it does have a motor on it, but again, no wheels. One thing I thought was really funny is you can see the exhaust here is pretty much deteriorated to nothing. That in the trailer, it was falling apart because there was another bike laying against it, and there's not much left of that. And then we got these two guys, which are mostly complete. Like I said, they need headlights. This one needs a headlight bucket also. But they both have wheels, motors. Well, this one's got more of a seat. This one's got a seat frame and no rack, but that could be over in the spare parts. And I believe these ones are both 74s or 75, somewhere in there. I don't remember off the top of my head, but in the 70s. So also with that lot of bikes I purchased, he threw in a bunch of spare parts, which I'm assuming these wheels should go to these first two CT90s, at least I'm hoping. You see the bigger wheel back here, that guy, he didn't know what it was from, but he just threw it in, so I took it anyways. And then also the gas tank right here is actually for a old Honda three-wheeler. He wasn't sure which model, he couldn't remember, so one of the old ATCs or something like that, I'm not sure. And then also fenders, a bucket of shocks, and other miscellaneous parts. There's a carburetor sitting there, so I'll have to dig through all of these here, see which parts go with what bikes, and see, hopefully I won't have to buy a whole lot, but I'm assuming for a couple of these bikes I will have to. Alright, so as you can see, I have plenty to work on now. Total of, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 just bikes and go-karts and those types of vehicles. Plus I've also got the Audi that I'm working on. I did a lot of the front end work yesterday, which will be coming out in an upcoming episode. And yeah, hopefully we can get the Audi sold, and this guy here, I still got to do the carburetor tuning on it and then get it sold to help fund parts for these guys. As you see, they need quite a bit. So thanks for watching, and if you enjoy the channel, like and subscribe. Thanks. I'll cut that part out.